And just so that you know, right here, VSP. How do we make it delicious? Think about it in your daily life. How would you get anyone to eat this? First of all, the biggest thing I have a problem with, what's a starch? What's a vegetable? What's a protein?
What's a fruit?
What's a fruit? So we'll talk about that. And what we're going to talk, what you're going to do today, you'll have an assignment. Is we're going to make your goal is to make breakfast, a VSP breakfast, delicious. So before you do that, everyone join me up here. What you are to do is you are to plan as a team a breakfast that would be delicious and engaging to someone in your personal community. I can't define, I don't know your communities, I don't know where you all come from, so it's how your group defines it. You have to make something that engages someone to eat VSP. Now, you can choose to think of someone that would not do it, that's fine, but more than ever, I want you to make it engaging, the food that you make, and there has to be an engaging experience with it. You know what I mean? I just did something for you right here to engage you to get 5 people to eat VSP. Okay? So, one of the things you have to do, and I'm going to leave this up here, is one of the things you have to do is you have to know yourself, know your gifts in making this. What do I know about me? My mother says I have a big mouth, and my big mouth will never get me anywhere. So that's what I use. I use my mouth. I use talking to people, and I love to do it. And that's what I use. And also, I used to be a really shy kid, and so I forced myself when I was a teenager to just go up to strangers and go, hey, can you take this egg? Why didn't they do that? But you know what I mean? So I know my gifts. You use your gifts. If your gift is to just to get someone to work with you, or if your gift is to sing, use it. Use your gift today. Yeah, I see the singer right now. I love it. The second thing is, know your audience. I don't know if you've been noticing, but one of the things I do, and I do this just because of me as a person, I love to talk to people, but I get to know people in my audience. So think about, how do you get to know your audience? A lot of times when people perform, or when they're giving a workshop, they just, oh my God, I have to do the workshop. And they never think about who's right here, around you. How do you get to know them? Well, one of the things I have a bad habit, I forget names. So I always have to remember, like Tristan. Now I'm never gonna, I know that it takes 3 times for me to remember a name. So I keep asking, and because I care. And I think it's important that you show that. That's what you're in the business of doing. The third thing that you would do is a personal cultural story. What was my personal cultural story that I talked about right now?
Your mom and you?
My mom and my dad, my parents and my breakfast. Does anybody remember any of the personal cultural stories I did yesterday? Anyone?
You're not allowed to eat pork, so...
I'm not allowed to eat pork? Good. What else? What was anybody else remember anything else? No? Yeah?
Your mother.
Oh, good.
Is that Aida from Iran and
Yes.
your mom from Guatemala?
Yes.
Normally we go back to the reservation, my family and I, and we have different foods back at home, but we want to get into the, my husband, his dad is originally from Mexico, the Tono Otum people, and so they, Tono Otum, and then he was also a little bit of another, I can't remember who they were. It's at the tip of my head, tip of my tongue. But they had a lot of maybe tortillas, a little bit of pozole soups, different soups from Mexico. And so we decided we were going to go to find a market that sold the different foods, cultural foods. So we found an area in Mesa, and we gave it a try. It was good. So we learned a little bit about making tamales and a little bit of the, they're like, they used a lot of the foods that are left behind, I guess, in the different Western cultures. Like, for example, in our native culture, we use the entire sheep, the mutton. We use all the items that come from the animal. It's organic, and we don't waste anything. So I see that a lot with the Latin foods, like, for example, the tripe they use in the soup. So that nothing goes to waste. So it's really nice that they're able to we're able to distinguish those different foods.
Okay, and what about your other things that you're doing? You okay on time?
So how'd your family like it?
Well, what you should be thinking about right now is how you're going to
They liked it. It was a little spicy for them, the soup, the soy soup, but we like spicy. I like
you worry
spicy.
about that. And you can make
They
it
like
perfect
that. They like it.
if you want, but I'm trying to get the most people.
You're welcome.
Okay, great, thank you.
Talk about the unity, I guess. There's the three of us ladies here, and we want to incorporate different dishes that I guess came from our cultural background. And so what we have here is a summer hash, a summer squash hash, and then we also have a
Nopales with vegetable, omelette.
Wow.
And then we also have a little bit of corn tortilla. So what the story we want to share was that there were a group of friends, and they all got separated, and it was the nopales, the summer squash, and the corn. So they separated, but over time they got their families, and then which are for the summer squash it would be the carrots and the onions, and so the nopales, that was the egg, the guy, all of those ingredients formed a family. Same with the corn tortilla. They came together again, reunited, and that's what we came up with.
Nice. Very good, very good, very good. Oh, that's it? I thought you were going to come. Good, good job. Thank you. Good. Let's give them a hand, please.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Next. 2, 3. Thank you.
I said I have flour on my hands.
1, 2, 3.
When we had the whole, it was kind of like a flower.
Very cute. Ah! Mmm. Mmm.
1, 2, 3.
I'm in close because I'm one human, so there you go.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Wow. That's it? Yay!